What you want me to? You want me to say it in person? Do you just want me to say it in person on Tuesday? I'm only doing this because if I don't, you'll probably all just mute yourself. Fine. The Headmistress by X Disturbed. Headmistress Fiora is an insatiable teacher who bored with teaching her duties. She decides to spice things up by asking her favorite student, Riven! You know what? No, I'm not. No, I'm not reading this description. Just gonna read the damn thing. I see that you two have become friends since our little talk yesterday. Fiora question. What do you mean, headmistress? I asked back. I mean, you two visiting the washroom at the same time. Don't worry, it's fine. Fine, Katarina spoke. We had a little fun in the washroom, she continued. Now it's, you know what, screw, I'm not doing the voices, forget that. Now it, Now it's time for a little fun. I hope you guys. I hope you girls haven't spoiled your appetites and commenced the stripping. You expelled yourself from her garments and would always cast a spell over me. I'd become starstruck with a frozen gaze watching her hands run down her smooth curves before I noticed she was a remnant of in her iconic lingerie. Katarina, too. She hadn't begun taking off her clothes just yet, but she just remained still, her attention returning to her before she said, "Oh," and began to slip off boots. Help out, Riven Katarina. Help out, Riven Katarina, Fiora commanded as she lowered her thick rear onto the desk, sitting across the ledge with polite hands on her lap. Katarina had come to my aid, grabbing my armor and fabric, struggling to pull them off. I had hands removing, I had hands removing black leather, wrists becoming exposed before I dropped down to pull pants. What? To pull pants down her legs. I stripped myself of the remaining fabric, and Katarina and I waited for. Then came out the current fan favorite, thick long strap. Oh my god. Yes. What do you need from me? What do you need, Aaliyah? Because I'm still reading this. I actually want to cry. A thick, long strap on which Vera began to harness. She curled her finger before laying on the desk, hands behind her arched back as she stripped her drop from the ample bosom. She stroked the false member, turning her head and face us to, to face us to elaborate on commands. This is for you, Katerina. My face belongs to her. Oh, to our assigned positions. I raised a knee on the desk, bringing myself up. She bit her lip and looked down, numbingly sexually inciting feeling rose in my core as I decided I'd face her during my seatedness upon Fiora's face. Oh my god, what am I reading? I hate all of you. I sat my rear on the headmistress' face, feeling of her head raising to thrust. The tongue inside my pink folds elicits a thorough shudder that waves through my body. I sprawled hands on Fiora's stomach, my eyes on the riding redhead whose breast bounced in sexual rhythm took. My hips began bucking on Fiora's tongue. Her hand sought my rear to grasp firmly on. Drew my sex closer. Closer. I felt the tongue become deeper, the muscle flickering inside of me as I quivered and steadily. Katerina looked at me, a weak smile on her face as she expression contorted to a pleasure filled as one of her elevations became more fierce. Is this enjoying? Are you enjoying this? Are you enjoying my voice?
My said great FAT thanks.
Are you enjoying my voice as I read this? Is this funny for you? My hips moved back and forth on Miss Laurent's face. She leaned back and abruptly thrust digits deep inside my dripping faucet of sex. Her fingers curling deep as they vehemently pistoned my moans, growing into volume and speed as Katerina seemed to challenge my vocals. Together our moans became a symphony, as an orchestra played pleasure over our nerves, pleasuring riding through my body as juices began down my thighs. As if Fiora knew, she sped the fuck up, my vision becoming blurry as I couldn't speak anymore, juices squirting from my womanhood as her fingers splashed between my southern lips. I dropped off her face, sitting on Fiora's chair as I panted heavily. Effort of Fiora's deft duo of digits that left me watching as Katerina ride pure like a cowgirl, fingers in her mouth, tasting my juices as her eyes were locked on bouncing breasts.
Jarman made my said let me finish.
No. Katerina needed her own breasts, eyes closed, and I watched her bug her hips and quiver, her toes curling as she gave a final moan. Juices sprayed down the strap on Katerina, jumping off it back between Fiora's legs with a heaving bosom. Fiora removed the strap on, reaming on the desk as she grabbed closer, pulled herself closer. Katerina was surprised at the feeling of their womanhood giving a kiss, grinding their sex together. As tired moans fled Katerina's lips, I leaned back in the chair, crossing my legs as my thighs became slick in excitement, biting my lower lip as I felt my last grow rapidly. I could hear the sex rubbing against each other, the moans becoming the second sound heard as the desk squeaking would be the final. I found my hand between my suddenly open hips, my fingers gently tapping on the wet silken. Against my patience, my fingers had placed, them, placed themselves on my sex, slowly rotating the tips on velvet as soft moans escaped my lips. Harder, mademoiselle. Their hips began to move fiercely as Katerina had her elbow guarded all energy from her body. Their moans fought each other. Katerina's loud but furious peeking over as she had built up excitement from the strap-on fun.
Harder.
What?
Harder.
Do I still have to keep this up?
Yep.
Yes, please.
Store. Oh no.
No, why did he leave? Look what you guys did.
Oh.
Thanks.
No, thank you, man. Thank you.
Bit my lip, trying to silence myself with my finger. My hand on my breast as I couldn't keep myself restrained. I pulled and twisted my firm nipple as my fingers became quicker, my climax approaching like as a train. As I felt it build and build, two men began quivering, juices jutting out between their thighs and their legs became limp. Nope, not doing it. I rest back while looking up at the white ceiling, the desk glove with sexual juices as I found myself the ability to stop myself. It's the self-pleasing. Vera looked over at me. She got off the desk and fell to her knees with her own accord. She spread my legs, pushing her face between my hips as her tongue met my sex. So what? Tongue flickered against my clit. I bucked my hips as my hands caught fingers in her tresses. I leaned back, biting my lips. Katerina watched us with a happy smile. A moment of mantra of pleasure. Vera bit on my clit as pushing fingers inside as I shredded. Her deft digits thrust quickly, her lips sitting on my butt as I struggled to keep breath, writhing and bucking my hips against her as I somehow remained seated. Fingers became fast, thrusts moving into my chair as the walls began to hug the digits. The climax drawing close, Vera pushed deeper, thrusting faster as she ferociously sucks as my clit, pulling an orgasm from my core as my legs closed around her head. I swore, squirting as my thighs closed repeatedly around her head, leaning as I grabbed the arms of the chair. Vera freed herself from my thigh lock, getting up as she licked her lips, satisfied. That was quite the fun, girls. Same time tomorrow. Thanks so much.
No
Hate all of you.
problem.
Hate all of you.
It's okay, Rome. I love you.
I hate you.
We all love you.
I hate you.